Perfect. Now I can hang my puzzle on the wall. Also, I saw The Batman. It was pretty good. There was a lot to like about it. There was a lot to not like about it. The big thing that I see people arguing about on the internet is that the movie's too depressing or it's too dark, there are no jokes. And those people are not wrong. The movie is completely void of any joy. People who have read the comics and who are familiar with the old Batman storylines say that the tone is spot on. And maybe it is. I haven't read any Batman comics. But even though I did enjoy the movie and it was entertaining and I thought it was really well shot, I did think it was just a tad too dark. And I don't mean that it's just too gritty or whatever. I mean that the movie takes itself too seriously. The Batman is about a billionaire who dresses up as an animal to take down a bad guy who speaks in riddles. He's a crime-fighting furry. There's a definite ceiling as to how serious I'm gonna take that concept, and the Batman demands you take it very seriously. I'm more partial to the Nolan trilogy. Not that those movies and this movie need to be compared, but I think that those movies struck a much better balance. I think that they still had very high stakes. They never treated the source material like a joke, but they knew how to have fun. And I didn't get that same vibe from the Matt Reeves Batman. It did have some fun parts though. I really liked the Batmobile. I thought that was cool. Colin Farrell was really standout in the movie. I just wish he had more scenes. I would have been okay if they just got rid of the whole Falcone character altogether and just given that screen time to Colin Farrell. John Turturro was just not that great. I don't think he's a very good villain. I do like him as an actor. I picture him in all of his old dopey roles, and I don't think he has the presence to pull off a mob boss. Paul Dano was also a miss. I was pretty excited to hear that he was cast as the Riddler. I thought we were gonna get kind of a quieter, more subdued Riddler versus Jim Carrey's flamboyant, glittery goofball Riddler. But Paul Dano pushes his performance into that over-the-top territory. He gets pretty theatrical with some of his line deliveries. I found myself laughing more often than not. And I don't think you should be laughing in this movie. This movie doesn't want you to laugh. I would like to laugh with the movie, but the movie doesn't want you to laugh, so you wind up just laughing at it. Robert Pattinson was fine, Zoe Kravitz was fine, Jeffrey Wright was fine. They didn't really give us anything we haven't seen before from any of the characters, but they were good enough to carry the movie. The movie was shot really well. I thought it was really good looking. I liked that the Batman was more of a detective this time, instead of like an action hero. The movie really does away with the scope that the Nolan films had in exchange for a much more intimate storyline that takes place over the course of, I think, about a week. I liked how it was only a couple years into Bruce Wayne's Batman journey, so a lot of the cops and the thugs, they didn't really know what to make of Batman. Some of them didn't really take him seriously, some did. That was interesting. So I liked the movie. I would recommend anyone see it, but honestly, it was just not a fun movie. Matt Reeves had a vision, and he pulled it off really well. He made a lot of fans happy, but it's not a movie that I personally would really enjoy watching a second time. There are maybe some select moments that I'd really want to watch again, but overall, I just don't think it was very fun. It was always kind of a bummer when Bruce Wayne would be in a scene instead of Batman, because Bruce Wayne in this movie was just too much of a sad sack. I preferred the Bruce Wayne version in the Nolan movies where he's kind of he is supposed to be like a billionaire playboy, and he's sort of acting a character so people don't think that he is Batman. So I hope in whatever sequel comes after this, which I definitely would be interested in seeing, I hope that they just lighten it up a little bit. At least maybe Bruce Wayne can lighten up a little bit. If Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne were in this room and I showed him this puzzle, what do you think he would say? He wouldn't be amused. This puzzle wouldn't even exist in Matt Reeves' Gotham City. And I don't think that's a strength, I think that's a weakness.